Hi kids! Thought I'd come in a little bit sooner, a couple of minutes sooner, just to make sure everybody knows that we're live and that you can hear me. Because I always start thinking no one can hear me and I'm not great with technical stuff. I've had to put a turban on this week. I couldn't place my wig properly, so, We should do these lives on a Wednesday, really, because then we could call them Wig Wednesdays. So, yeah, Week Wednesdays. Can't really, would it be Thursdays? We can hear you, you can hear me. Great, fantastic. Good evening, hope everyone's okay. I'm trying to just get this camera right because I've got the worst tripod in the world. Professional actress over here with the worst tripod. Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's had a good week. I started back on my diet plan this week. I've not been on it for a while, which has been interesting. And obviously, I'm very, 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 very excited because I am joined tonight by my very good friend, who's become a very good friend during lockdown, believe it or not. The amazing, talented Cath Tilsley. So, without further ado, let's bring her on. Let's hope it all goes to... We'll probably have technical problems. It's always... Oh, we've not! Are you sorting your eyelash out?
I'm taking my contact lenses out. They're totally dry. I've got the worst hay fever. And I can hear you going, that kills me. And I was like, oh, my eye.
I thought what you have just seen.
They were really irritated, and I thought if I touch my eyes on a live, some people might freak out with that. Like my mum can't stand people touching eyes anyway. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm great.
I've had to put a turban on. I couldn't place my wig properly, Cath. It just wouldn't go on right. I had to put a turban on.
I am living for that turban right now.
Do you love it?
Fabulous. Where did you get that?
eBay.
It's amazing.
Because when I went back to Ibiza for my Kundalini yoga retreat, I thought, because the first time I went, I had a really weird experience where the energy come up so quickly through my head. My yoga teacher was like, put her in the pool, like she's like her energy's come up, and I was like, no, I can't swim, you can't put me in the pool. And he was like, put a scarf around her head. So the next time I was just like, I'm going with turbans.
Brilliant.
And I know everybody normally wear white turbans with Kundalini, but I'm like, I can't wear white turbans, I need colourful turbans.
Oh no.
So yeah, I was just like, put a turban on, cover it up. So thanks for joining me.
It's all right. I'm very excited. Babes, look what I've got on. This is just for you.
Is it a llama?
It's an actual llama.
Well, I've actually got a dress today.
Babes, when I see you next week, I've got you one.
Have you got me one? If I get there.
Tom's like, Cath, you just keep, like, I keep picking up random llama things. I'm like, Tash would love that. She needs that in her life. And he's like, the house is gradually full of llamas. Oh, Cath, rein it in.
So for anybody that doesn't know, me and Cath are obsessed with llamas.
What's like to love?
We want to own our own llamas. And the thing that we're most excited about when we come out of lockdown is that we can go and walk llamas.
It's the dream. Just be at one with the llamas. They're so peaceful.
But it's so that I just think there's something about them that makes you feel calm.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. They're really calming. As you know, I just I shot a comedy last year, was it? Or earlier this year. And I had scenes with llamas, and it just made...
I know. I've seen that.
They're so gentle. I feel really at one with the llamas.
Llamas, I know. We love them, don't we? We've got matching bags, haven't we? We've got matching toes. For
Everything.
anybody that doesn't know, Cath has an alter ego as well. Obviously, everybody probably does know Olga,
Yeah.
who's amazing, who needs her own show. um, and yeah, we've got these llama bags basically, and one of them is called Brenda, and one of them's called Older.
So cute.
So yeah,
so
llamas have actually kept us pretty sane in lockdown. I think
1,000,000%. Llamas and sourdough. That is how we've got through it.
I had to quit the sourdough though because I was getting a bit hefty.
Babe, well, I've almost quit. I've got a lot of junk in my trunk. I'm gonna have to rein it in with the sourdough.
I'm literally like, I've got a dress today though. I've got a really cute outfit on actually today. I'm just going to stand up and this is the first time.
Got rainbows on.
It's got rainbows.
Oh, babe, cuteness.
And it's an all fit size, everyone.
Love it.
I like those kind of clothes because they don't make you feel pressured when you order them.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, what size should I get?
Clothes you can eat in.
I love those type of clothes.
I remember back in my youth wearing clothes that I couldn't eat in, and I look back on those outfits and I'm like, what was I thinking? Now it's all about what can I get the most food in?
What can I get the most food in?
Like Joey and Friends, his maternity trousers.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh dear. So we knew we were going to talk about llamas. At least we've got that one out of the way.
Yeah.
We prepared everybody for that.
There's a lot of people here as well. That's great. Hi.
Is there?
Yeah.
Hi. Get the kettle on.
Lots of love for the llamas.
Lots of love for the llamas. I think if Brenda ever gets made, it will be Brenda and the llamas.
1,000,000%.
Yeah,
Get
definitely.
nurturing those llamas, babe.
It'll be great for the llama farms.
Oh yeah.
Rick Carr kept saying he was just going to keep popping up, being annoying.
Oh, thanks, Rick. He's still.
Everybody follow him on Twitch.
You what?
Everybody needs to follow him on that Twitch. This is streaming, isn't he? He's live streaming.
Oh, right. He's still.
I have no idea what it is.
Because at Corrie, when we met him, Anthony Cotton dubbed him Big Rick. So, like, when he pops up on my phone, Tom's like, sorry, who's Big Rick?
Well, I've got a picture for you that will show you Big Rick in a different light.
Brilliant.
So, Cath, so we've come on to talk about our mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And speak out like Brenda. What? So, obviously, explain to people like me and you actually haven't physically met.
I know, it's bizarre.
Which is weird.
It's bizarre because I feel like I've known you forever.
I know. I said that to Rick before. But what was intriguing for you to come on with Speak Out Like Brenda?
What was what? Sorry, darling.
Sorry, intriguing. What made you want to come on with Speak Out Like Brenda? What wanted to get involved with it?
I've just, over the past few years, it's become more, it's made me more aware than ever the massive lack of facility that is there for anybody with a mental health issue, from mild anxiety up to, you know, bipolar and suicidal thoughts. And as you'd mentioned before, there are AA groups, there's groups for narcotics, but there aren't walking groups per se where, you know, you're surrounded in a safe place where you can be open and honest and just know that you can go there and talk to somebody. I know that there are some great charities around, but there is a shortage, especially in the Northwest, of those places that you can go to and just talk to somebody and just be around other people that might be feeling the same way that you're feeling. And I think lockdown for a lot of people has brought many mental health issues to the forefront. You know, I'm extremely lucky. We've had a lovely time for the most of lockdown, but yes, there has been some really dark days.
Yeah, you've had some quite difficult things to overcome in lockdown.
It's been really hard. My parents were ill, and then I lost my granddad, and it just seems like one thing after another. Then my hormones went all a bit cuckoo, and oh my god, for all the women out there, you'll know what that's like. That's bad enough in itself. I just got to a point where I was like, for a few days, I couldn't get out of bed, and it was a mental issue that I was having, but I was just done. And I thought, okay, I felt like this for a couple of days and it's horrendous, but what about those people out there that are dealing with this for months, or that are dealing with this every single day? I can't begin to imagine how hard that struggle is, especially if they've not got anybody to talk to. And I think talking like you've been doing, I mean, and your book, just being open and honest and raw is what the world needs. And your book inspired me, probably, honest to God, darling, more than any other book that I've read, because you are so honest. And literally the first few pages, I was like, oh my God, it just blew me away. And I think every single person can relate to your book. Not, whether you're bipolar or not, the issues that you talk about, the feelings that you have, we all experience in life on some level. It's completely relatable to anybody. And it inspired me to speak out more, and kind of say to everyone, you know what, we're all in this together, especially at the moment with lockdown and how hard things are, whether you're on your own and you're feeling incredibly lonely, or you're with your kids and you're feeling completely overwhelmed. That's been a big thing for me in terms of people getting in touch with me when I was very open about how I was feeling. There was a lot of mums out there feeling really guilty because they were finding it so difficult to be in lockdown with their kids. And I have. Alfie's amazing. He's such a good boy. I love him to bits. But has it been hard? Yeah, really bloody hard.
Yeah, it is. To keep them entertained, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, it's hats off to full-time stay-at-home mums.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And this homeschooling thing as well, I'm like, they keep dropping it off on the doorstep. She dropped one off last week and we'd not even done that. And then she dropped another one off this week. And I said to him, has she got nothing better to do? I said, I would.
I was like, you know what?
Has she not watched Normal People yet? Has she got nothing better to do?
Go and have a gin, babes. Watch a bit of Friends. I think I said to Tom, because I got really worried about the homeschooling thing for a while, because I was like, oh my God, we didn't do his homework yesterday. And I was like, we didn't do his homework, but we did some baking. We went looking for bugs in the garden. We planted lettuces. We did. And I thought, do you know what? These are life skills. So although we might not be doing all his spellings as much as we should, he's learning other things, and he's getting quality time with us, God willing. And yeah, we had days where we really couldn't be asked, and we were like, I'll just watch the Disney Channel, because we're human. And I think it's important to let people know that's okay.
I think that's really important to let people know. I mean, for me personally, obviously, I always feel horrendous guilt with school. And you've read the book, so you've seen, like, I just kind of like, because my concentration span, I'm not very academic anyway. So when he comes home with like homework, I always say, don't bring maths, please don't bring maths. And he'll go, it's okay, Mummy, it's fine. You use a calculator, I'll use one. I'm like, no, you're not supposed to do that. And it's kind of, you kind of get this. I felt guilty before lockdown as being like a mum that sits and does homework. So then when it was lockdown and you had to kind of homeschool them, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, let's put Billy Elliot on. Show me your plie. Because he's got a beautiful plie.
Brilliant. Oh, darling, we're peas in a pod. I'm the same.
It's like creativity, and he's like, and I watch him and I study him and he studies me, and and it's just that I just think, because I write about my experiences, I write about my life, that's what I do. And I just watch him and I watch how he interacts with my mum, and He's so intelligent. We watched, is it the Salisbury Murderers?
Oh
Salisbury
yeah.
last night. I couldn't watch it because he was giving me a full-blown commentary. This is what happened. This is where it was based.
They
Yeah.
they don't. And it's the highest death rate in males between, I think, is it 28 and 35, something like that. And Jason's been super, you know.
It's incredible, Jason. I mean, that line stuck with me so much when he said, just because you're struggling doesn't mean you're failing.
Oh,
And I thought, oh my God, yes.
yeah.
And he said it to me like when he rang that time, and it stuck with me. And I was like, and I was mad, and I was like, please send me that clip. Please send me that clip. You know, the one that was on Sunday, and like
Yeah.
this little midget, like, sorry, do you know that clip I wanted? And he sent it me, and I just kept watching it and watching it because I just thought, it's so powerful for a guy like that. I mean, to stand up anyway and do what he does, I think is incredible. Do you know what I mean? He's so funny. But to stand up and go, you know what? And another thing that touched me with him is he said something, what was it? Don't compare your film, is it, to somebody else's trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And I just thought, and he was like, people just take better pictures than you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And I thought, how many men now? Men have reached out to me though, like actors that have gone, you know what? I've had really bad episodes, or I've really struggled with this, or I struggle with anxiety, and I just think it's so important. But when you did that, it was like it was a heartbreaking picture, actually. Do you know what I mean? It was one of those pictures that you'd probably be like, oh, you wouldn't post that if you would. And I just thought, you know what? It broke me out because I thought, good for you, because that will encourage so many people.
When I took the picture, I mean, I was in a really bad place. I think my mum was in ICU at the time.
Yeah.
It was just awful. And I remember taking it and thinking, I won't ever post it. And then I thought, no, I will, because I do have this drive. I do have this, I've got this little tiny warrior inside that even when I'm down goes, you're gonna come back from this.
Yeah.
Thank God, because I know some people don't always have that.
No.
And she was there, and she was like, take this picture, take it, because you're gonna look back on it. And a few days later, when I was feeling much better, I saw the picture on my phone, and I was like, whoa, okay, do I post it? And I thought about it, and I thought about you. I thought about Jason speaking out, and I thought, yeah, damn right, I post it, because this could help so many people. And it did. I was completely inundated with people, you know, all feeling exactly the same way. I think if you've got through lockdown without some form of anxiety or depression or, you know, panic attacks, you're extremely lucky.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's going to be covering that spectrum at some point during lockdown.
Everybody. I spoke to a producer today, and they said to me, they was like, you know, I was like, oh, I feel a bit down today. Like, I don't know why I feel. And I'm like, he went, you know, I think the weather can do stuff. And and this is normally a person that is very, very in control and very much, you know, always doesn't ever say that, you know, they don't ever admit to that. And it's interesting because it's like, he's obviously known me for that long now. You can go, oh, actually, I feel like this today, but I don't know why I feel like this. Is it the weather? And that's what a lot of people are experiencing in lockdown. They're going, I've had messages of people going, I think I've got bipolar disorder. 1 minute I'm up, the next minute I'm down. I just don't. And it's like, no. Lockdown's having this effect on everybody. You know, keep a mood journal, monitor yourself. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously look at it, because your emotions, I think, in lockdown I mean, obviously I've had a really successful lockdown because I was self-isolating months before, a year before everybody else anyway. I was a hermit anyway, so it wasn't a massive change to me. But these young people, this is what concerns me, and this is why I want to get as much awareness, is because 16 to 25 is when you can develop bipolar disorder.
Right.
So what concerns me is this 16 to 25 age group now that have gone through lockdown. It's like, could this trigger this? You know, and that's the frightening thing. And I think that's the support that needs to be there, because that's what another thing scares me. As we spoke about, I've spoke to you personally, Cath, and said, you know, I've not had a great experience. I've been left, unless you kind of fight for your kind of seat kind of thing to be seen, you don't. And we've talked about this, and we've said that, you know, we'd really like to be able to set up meetings in Manchester where people can just drop in. They're not feeling great. You don't have to book online, you know, and you can just go in and you can just go and speak to somebody. And I think that could save people's lives.
Darling, massively so. And I know you'll probably tell me I'm wrong, but your book will be saving people's lives. 1,000,000%. There will be people out there that read your book that haven't been diagnosed with bipolar, that read it and go, oh my God, this sounds exactly like me. This could be me. And the fact that you everything you've been through in the book, in your life, and how you've come out the other side of it. And I know that, Brenda, that your bipolar is still a part of your life. But, you know, over the years, you've acquired these tools and things that people might not have thought about. You know, we're very similar in, you know, we like to weight train and meditate.
Yeah.
And that is our release. That's how we deal with physical and mental health. There probably people out there have gone, I've never thought about that, really. I've never.
Yeah, no, it's true. I've had people said that to me before. I've never thought about going having Reiki.
Yeah.
I might try that. I always feel I always think to myself, I'm very lucky because I found those things. But I think for me, the main thing that I think kept me well for a very long time, and you could kind of say made me unaware of what was wrong with me, was the acting. And I think you can probably relate to that, because how many times have you been in probably a dark place or not in a great place where you've been able to be expressive in a different form of a character? How do you feel sometimes when you're not in a, I bet most of the time, sometimes when you're not in a great place and you do Olga, you're like, I'm okay now. Because I'm not Cath, I'm Olga.
Yeah, I'm very similar again to you in that respect of, you know, people ask me what appeals but you know, with being an actress, and it's escapism, and it's being as far away from me as possible, not in a negative sense per se. You know, I quite like me, but that's the fun of it, that's the joy of it, and that's what's so interesting is delving into other people's psyches and becoming somebody else. And I also think when you have had mental health issues, you're, you know, like with yourself, well, you know, in the book you mentioned David saying to you that you have this rawness about you with your acting. And I think that's because you can access your emotions really well, because they are near the top, and that might be a little bit of Brenda, but it's there. And and you can't teach that, and you've said that to me before, and you can't teach that rawness. And those are the things that you have to take and go, I'm using this. I've got this. I'm going to use this.
I think that's important for anybody that suffers with mental health or bipolar disorder is use it to your advantage when you can. Because there's been times with me, it's like one of my friends, I think he's a fantastic actor, absolutely fantastic. Like, you know, I won't mention his name on here, but I've spoke to you about him, and I said he literally, like, when I watch him, he's like, oh, oh my God, like he burns me. Like I can feel his emotion that much. And he said to me, I'm just a character actor. I said, but I'm a character actress. And I just thought, but you know what? I love character actresses because you know what? You become somebody else, but you're using your emotions. I remember when I started doing classes with Anthony Crank, and I was in such a bad place. I was in a horrific place. I literally started those classes just to stop me staying in on a Sunday, self-destructing. And I picked up all the sad scripts. I think I've said that in my book. But oh my God, it released so much pain out of me because I got up and I was this woman who'd, I think she'd lost her husband or something had happened. It not happened to me, but it allowed me to get out all this emotion and all this pain in this safe place. And everybody enjoyed this performance. And I went home and was like, I've been able to release all that.
Yeah.
And I think that's just magic to be able to do that as an actor and never ever lose that kind of toolbox that you have, what you've gone through in your life, that trouble, that trauma. Don't carry it with you every day, but to keep it in a toolbox and go, oh yeah, I've felt that.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. Let me just check back in with that. And then let me check back out with it.
And
I think that's important.
Absolutely. I think that, drama therapy, it's not really used that much.
No, I've not heard of that much. Apparently they do it in school. They've said Luciano can do it, but I was like, but I'm an actress. I don't really know what a drama therapist is going to do.
Yeah. I think it can be a good thing. I remember when I was growing up, my sister is completely the opposite to me, right? She's practically mute, babe. Like, we couldn't be any more different. And she really struggled growing up. She had learning difficulties and she had a very severe stutter. And of course, I was always like a bloody drag queen, all singing, all dancing in your face. Bernie couldn't get a word in edgeways. And used to go to this theatre school of a weekend. And Bernie was like, I can't do this, don't want to go. I mean, she was literally a quivering wreck. But after a few weeks, did it do her good? Yes. It was, again, people with a stutter, when they're speaking in somebody else's voice or they're delivering a song, all of a sudden that goes. And
it's mad. It's Gareth Gates didn't he? He didn't
Yeah.
stutter when he sang.
And it can go the same way with drama therapy, like you've just said, and it's not for everybody. And I know it's not used that much anymore, but for some people to get that emotion out when they're too scared to break down as themselves.
That is so true. I get that hits homes to me so much because I remember that time with Anthony Crank when I was in the most horrific. I was going up to those classes every Sunday, and I was in the when your insides are hurting you that much, and you just think, I don't want to speak to anybody because I'm scared if I speak to somebody, I'm going to cry. And then it was like, okay, pick a script, and it was like, oh, I'll take this one. And I got to, I think I did the Olivia Colman piece from the street.
Right.
And my whole body was shaking and everything, and I just was so relieved because I thought, nobody knows that's my pain. They think that I've just put that, but actually that character, that is my pain, but it's allowed me to portray that. Do you know? And I just think it's like when I watched Luciano, when he dances, like he loves dancing, and he stopped ballet. He went to ballet when he was 3 and he stopped because it was full of girls. And it's like now I always say to my mum, because he always goes, I want a box. And I keep saying to my mum, and it'll be a dancer. He will be a dancer. Like I watch him when he's not watching me, and he's like, oh. And I just think, and it's the way he watches things as well. Like he'll watch programs and he will study how they're shot, and he will be like, I don't understand why they shot that way. Like I wouldn't have done that. And it's like, you're 9 years old.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
But then school go, oh, but he's not a good writer, and he's not good at this, and he's not good at that. And it's like, but you know what? He knows how something should be shot. So that's what's important. And he can dance.
And more important than anything, darling, from everything you've told me, is that he sees people.
He really does.
And that's a skill that in now day and age, a lot of people don't have. It always surprises me how I come across people and I'm like, do you actually see people? Like, can you actually connect with people properly?
Yeah.
And he just sounds like such a special, creative little boy.
And I think that's the thing about creativity. I think that is something that when you are in that dark place, and I've said this before, is hold on to that light, whatever that light may be. It might be baking. It might be going for a walk. It might be...
Don't talk to me about baking, babes. It's borderline obsession.
Is it? Anything, though, that tiny little bit of thing. And it kind of, you go, oh, okay. You know, the times where I've not been able to get out of bed for 3-4 weeks at a time. And then I'll think, somebody will say, oh, have you read this book? Or have you watched this drama? And I'm like, so I was really, really in a bad place before normal people. And I know I keep going on about normal people. I'm like totally boring about it now. But before that, I was in a bit of a really low place. And that really brought me back to life. And that's what I just think is people don't understand how magic this creative industry is and how important it is for people, not just for us to express ourselves, but for people, viewers. Like, I know my friend's really struggling at the moment because he can't go to the theatre.
Yeah.
Because he loves going to the theatre.
It's huge. It's for so many people, that is their downtime. That is their chance to escape from this world. You know, when I pick up a book, that is my escape. That's where I go. To
I bet you didn't escape when you went read Brenda.
No, totally. I mean, reading this book was. I was saying to you, like, have you got
little? What is that? Oh my gosh, she's turned into OCD Doris. Cath, right? I'm sorry, we need to address this. What is this?
So you know, I told you the other day. Whenever I read a book, any book, if something speaks to me, I highlight it.
Yeah, I underline things. But what are your sticky notes?
They're my favourite bits in the book.
That's the next level. Can we have a look, please? I need to look at these sticky notes.
Oh, God. Let me find.
She's got sticky notes. You didn't mention this to me. You just said highlighted.
Babes, I love stationery.
OCD Doris here, maybe?
I mean, there's so much, babe. I said to you, I highlight bits that speak out to me, and I pretty much just highlighted the entire book.
It's the sticky note. I just seen a green. Go on, pick the green sticky note. That's just stuck out to me.
The green one. Let's see. Ah, it's a good one.
Oh, is it? Go on then.
If I choose good energy over any negative energy, then surely it will start to come back to me. The heart gets what it prays for the most. Which we know it's true.
Well, we know that's true. And do you know what the weirdest thing in the world is? I can't believe that you just literally picked that book up and went like that. And I was like, oh, what's that green sticky note? And you was like, oh, it's a good one. I literally read that quote today.
Did you?
When I was scrolling down my Instagram, yeah, because I got a bit wary because I thought with things that have been happening, as you know, I just thought, oh, I might need to go down my Instagram and delete some things. Like, I'm a bit scared, as I would.
Yeah.
And that came up, and I read it. The heart gets what it prays for the most, and I believe that.
Oh, a million.
So much.
Yeah, we have to be careful of our thoughts. Thoughts become things. I'm a huge believer in that.
And having good people around you is massive because, I mean, you know, yesterday, like, I was having an absolute meltdown, wasn't it, with you yesterday? Like, you was getting voice notes. I was like, I need to sell my watch and I need to sell. He was like, I need to...
need to sell a kidney.
I need to sell a kidney. I just need to get rid of this person. I'm not this person that I am anymore. And he was like, it's okay, everything's going to be fine. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is Brenda now. This is Brenda coming out in full force. And that's what the interesting thing is everybody I've met, people have left my life, but everybody that I've met have been so creative. And I love creative people.
Oh,
I just think they're the best people to be around.
They make you feel alive. And
Alive.
that's no coincidence, you know, because people are drawn to you because without blowing smoke up your backside, babe, you are something special, and you do have this rawness about you, and people will relate to the book and be drawn to you, and drawn to you on here, drawn to you for being you and being open. And I think, I truly believe that everybody comes into your life, even if at the time it's negative, there's a reason that they're there, whether it's to help you understand a lesson or, you know.
Yeah, no.
And it's about getting into that mindset. I will be honest, I had a good clear out a few years ago. There were a few people in my life who were just constantly draining me. Negativity 24/7. I dreaded having to see them, and I thought, no, she's going, babes, because life's too short. And I wasn't nasty about it, you know.
No.
I'll still text occasionally and make sure they're all right, but you have to distance yourself from that kind of person.
I think as well, as we had this conversation yesterday, didn't we? And I said to you, you're not the same person at 20 as what you are at 30.
Oh,
I've just burped then, sorry.
It's all right, babes.
It's my diet plan, I'm sorry. It's the oats to keep repeating on me.
Better out than in, darling.
All day.
It was a very creative burp.
Was it? I did one the other. Did you see the live I did when I was like on my own, and I went, and I was like, I wouldn't have had to admit it to it, but I did. I was like, I really styled that well, actually. I actually burped, but because I moved my head. But yeah, I said this to you yesterday. It's been weird because, I mean, I've disconnected from people that have been in my life for 10, 15 years. But then all of a sudden, I've met you. I've met, you know, people like Manda Sue, the Journey House production that films all my stuff for me, bless him. Like, he's probably sat there now filming this because he's amazing. Rick, obviously, has been in my life forever. God. He's not gone. But I've met I'd say the 4 or 5 people that have gone out my life. I've ended up with 6, 7 people that have come in and I've gone, oh my God, I really connect with them. Oh my God, they really get me. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that's so important. And you to understand them as well, because it's like when you was going through that difficult time, it's like, I got that. Mm-hmm. And I felt that. And I think some people really struggle to, and that doesn't say anything about them, but that goes, they're on their different journey. They're not where you're at.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot to do with timing. You know, everything is timing. Me and Tom often say to each other, you know, we got together, 6 years ago? If we'd have met 10 years ago, we probably wouldn't have even gone on a date. So it's not to say that those people might not come back into your life. They might do. You know, I've got ex-boyfriends who have come back into my life because we're all right now and we can be friends. And
yeah.
And I think, yeah, a lot of it is about timing. But I think you're right. When somebody speaks to you, like your book did for me and so many other people that have read it, you just straight away. I mean, I text Rick because it was Rick that recommended that. And I was like, oh my God. I felt like I'd written it. Some of it, I was like, oh my God, like, who is this person? Like, it was so relatable. And I'm just glad that your story is getting out there, because I think it will help so many people.
And I think that's the most overwhelming thing about the whole thing, is when you get messages off people and they go, I didn't know about Bipolar UK. I didn't know about them until I read your book. And I didn't know I struggle with this. And actually, I don't feel as alone anymore.
Amazing.
And that's the best thing in the world, because you know what? There has been, like, now I don't. I'm not going to swear because I'm on Bipolar UK. But now I don't give a damn, because I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I'm not in a good place. Mm-hmm. And I think it's allowed my friends to be able to be open with me, because, not to mention any names, but people that have turned around to me and gone, I'm not in a good place right now. I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling like this. 6, 7, 8 months ago wouldn't have said that to me.
Right.
And it's like, because I've now like vocalized it and gone, you know what, this is how I feel. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? They then feel like I can go, actually, I feel like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sari's had somebody contact her off last week's Instagram Live about anxiety, reaching out to her. She would never have had that if we wouldn't have come on and spoke on Bipolar UK. And this is the thing, it's like, and people might go on about the press and all this, and she wants to be famous and all that. Couldn't give a damn about that, to be perfectly frank.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got enough wigs for it, to be fair. This is literally on the brink of its last legs.
Oh, babe, same. I mean,
no, yours looks amazing.
Yeah, this is the hair of dead virgin nuns. Let me tell you. Oh God, it's not. I mean, if I turned around, you'd be like, ah.
That's why I put this on. But I'm just like, do speak out. And you know what that is it's that shared experience. And it's like, no, I don't want to be famous, but I want to get this charity as much traction behind it. And you feel a bit normally on Twitter. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to tweet such a body, or I'm going to tweet this newspaper, or I'm going to tweet Sasha, or I'm going to, and I'm like, hi, hello, hey, can you retweet this for me, please? Because you know what? I've learned what is a retweet. It's absolutely nothing, is it?
2 minutes. And the difference, again, nipping back to Corrie, the suicide storyline, when Aiden's suicide went out, phone calls to Mind Charity, Calm, and the Samaritans increased by 2,000%, babe.
Oh my God. Thank you. Let's get Brenda on the telly.
I mean, 2,000. Can you imagine? And that was from, a few episodes. I just think if your story, the more we put it out there, the more people you're going to help. There's people on this chat tonight that have just, that have caught my eye, that are going, I'm struggling, and thank you.
And please do message me or Bipolar UK. Because we have a direct number that you can speak to somebody. There's a support number that you can contact.
Brilliant.
I do want people to know that.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of struck a chord with me, because this is the thing, is like, Bipolar UK has lost so much funding, obviously, because of COVID. And a lot of people, because Mind cover like bipolar, BPD, suicide, etc., they get a lot of funding and they do fantastic work, absolutely fantastic work. But the thing is, is I always think to myself, is bipolar is a condition that really sits on its own. And it's very, very misunderstood, and it needs a lot more support than what it gets. And as you know, Cath, my aim is to get as much support and awareness behind this charity. And if that, means sharing my story and getting it out there, getting it onto TV, getting it where I can absolutely get it, then I want to be able to do that. And I'm so grateful to you, because your monologue obviously just went and give it so much traction,
babe,
with the Speak Out Like Brenda.
Your words, as an actress, if something is well written, it makes my job very easy. And as soon as I read it, it was there. I think that's what makes it so special. Again, it's coming back to that rawness, that honesty.
Somebody's just put Auntie Cath play Brenda on TV.
Auntie Cath. I'm there, babe. She's there.
Everybody's like, Cath to play Brenda. It's going to be a new campaign. Only if there's a llama, darling.
Obviously.
But yeah, no, do you know, I've still only watched that twice. I don't know if she could play Brenda, because I wouldn't be able to watch.
Sometimes when I'm playing we leave each other WhatsApp messages all the time, don't we? The amount of times Tom's gone, that sounds just like you. Oh my God, that's just
Loads of people have said that to me. I know. Rick said it.
It's so weird.
Like, what did I do to you today? Do you know what I mean, Brenda? Sorry, Cath.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was calling her Brenda today.
Brilliant.
I was like, Brenda. But you came up with a really interesting thing yesterday that you shared with me, and I hope you don't mind me mentioning it, that you kept journals when you was younger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another reason that I read it and I was like, ooh. And my mum, and again, I only told you this was it yesterday.
Yeah.
So she rocked up at my house maybe 6 months ago or whatever, and she had these books in her hand, and I knew that I had an affinity with them. I knew I recognised them, and my stomach sank. And
Yeah.
I'm stood there thinking, why do these books make me feel so uncomfortable? What are these books? And my mum said, oh, I've been clearing out the loft. We've been sorting the house out and we found these. I think they're old diaries. And I knew then.
Oh, your stomach went.
Because I knew at the time that I'd wrote in those diaries, I wasn't in a great place.
No.
And I started to read them back and I was in bits, but I felt so sad that I'd kind of treated myself in that manner and that I didn't have anybody to talk to. I mean, we were a really close family, but sometimes that doesn't matter. You know, I wasn't aware of any support groups as such for what I needed at that time or what I was going through. And school wasn't great for anything that I was going through.
Yeah.
And I read that and I've kept them. My first instinct was to burn them. Because
Yeah.
I thought I don't want that negativity around, but then I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep hold of these because at some point there are
I'm gonna use it.
there are certain things in here that might help other people, and I can look back on actually now and go, wow, I've overcome a lot of stuff in my life, and it actually made me feel better. And I wasn't having a great day that day, and I was like, do you know what? Yeah, sister, you've done all right.
Actually, you've come over it. I think that I was speaking to somebody today, and I said, you know, obviously, do you know what I mean? I've been overwhelmed yesterday, and I've been overwhelmed today. Like, a dream's come true for me, over the past couple of days. And I said to her, I was like, this is unbelievable. I've waited 16 years for somebody to turn around and go, actually, I believe in you. And she was like, how do you not believe in yourself? She was like, what you've achieved in 5 years when I read that book is more than what some people achieve in a lifetime. I said, but if it wasn't for journaling, I wouldn't remember that. Because actually, you only remember the bad times. But then when you look at the journals and you go, oh, God.
Yeah.
I've actually overcome so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a warrior.
Yeah, massively.
Shoulder pads.
Massively. I love that. It's true. And it's the same principle with your gratitude journaling, which again I'm a fan of.
Oh, I love the gratitude journals. Yeah.
Especially, you know what? It's even more important on the days where you are a bit fed up or the really dark days to go.
Yeah.
To have
I'm going to start gratitude.
Yeah, I've got an album on my phone, a photo album that it's called Things I'm Grateful For. And it's moments throughout my life and certain people in my life that are all in one album. Whenever I'm having a bit of a wobble, I just go to this album and I go, and I feel completely overwhelmed with.
What's the album? Is it music?
No, pictures.
Pictures.
A photo
well,
album.
have you seen what I've done, haven't you? Because I can't paint my walls.
No.
Cath will be coming down to mine after lockdown to help me do the painting.
I'm on it.
Dragging her down. I can't paint my walls. They're dirty, my walls. I've got bad OCD with the walls. So I've just covered them with pictures of everything I want and everything that I'm going to get.
Brilliant.
And it's like I've covered it, haven't I? But do you know what? The music really kind of can trigger me as well. And I had a conversation with my friend the other day, like Arctic Monkeys. I mean, my ex from when I was a teenager introduced me to Arctic Monkeys. And then I was like, I can't get my music back because it always reminds me. And then I was cleaning the other day and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to get my music back. I watched Powder, which was a film that was done years ago, the Grams, about this band. And it was the same kind of feel as Arctic Monkeys. And I thought, I'm putting my headphones on, I'm going to clean, I'm getting my music back. Yeah. And it did bring up some stuff. But do you know what? It brought up more happiness than sadness. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've got my music. I've not listened to that. I've not listened to Alex Turner in over a year. That's my music. Thank you very much. I'm bringing that back.
It can really trigger you. I remember, just this will make you laugh. So once I'd left Strictly, and she was slightly bereft, babes, when I left week 6. So once I'd left,
I won't make week 1, by the way, to be fair.
Oh, babe, I don't know. I mean, it was complete fluke. Don't get me wrong. 2 left feet.
I'd go in the jungle, I think.
Oh, please go in the jungle.
If they'd let me with my anxiety, I don't know if they'd let me.
That'd be phenomenal.
I don't think I'd pass the medical.
Oh, yeah, me neither. So Johannes and I, one of my favourite dances was To Shallow from A Star Is Born, Lady Gaga.
Did you dance that? Oh, can you send it me? I feel emotional just you saying it.
To it. And every time we danced to it, I wanted to cry because
I want to cry.
We performed the story and we made it look as though he was a ghost and he came back and they danced together and it was a rumba and I loved it, right? Cut to a few weeks later when she was asked to leave the building. And I'm in like a body class at David Lloyd that's a mixture of Pilates and yoga. Anyway, your Auntie Cath's in Downward Dog.
Oh my God.
What comes on? Shallow.
Oh
the
no.
Entire class of middle-aged women all went like this. And looked at me. They were like, oh, this is awkward. And I'm there in Downward Dog, shaking. Like, I was like, I went. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. Because all I could think of was dancing with Johannes. And I was like, ugh.
Oh, please, will you send me that? Because I didn't watch much of after Chelsea's. Like, I didn't really watch. Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, so I was like, well, I'd never. My mum did, and you watched it. Here, we've got a friend here.
Oh, hi, darling. You okay?
Say hi.
Hi. Are you all right?
Why are you covering your teeth?
They're ugly.
No, they're not ugly. Beautiful.
They look great. You've got great teeth. Gorgeous boy. Oh.
Yeah, you like your Strictly and your Masked Singer, don't you?
Dear, good boy. Me too.
Yeah.
Every year.
He's really into his music and his dance, aren't you?
What's your favourite music? Who's your favourite band or singer?
Who's your favourite?
I forgot what he's called.
You don't know what he's called? You like Dave, don't you?
It starts with an
S. S. You like Rally Richie, don't you? Yeah, just agree with Mummy. It's okay.
Oh.
We like Rally Richie.
Gorgeous.
Bless him. He was like, I'm going to come on and say hello this week. I was like, yeah, come on and say hello.
Oh, I'm so glad.
So I think we've got to wrap up soon because it's giving us a timer, and I knew that we'd end up running over.
I know.
Typical.
Like just
typical.
Until like midnight.
Oh, Leather. Cath, I can't thank you so much.
Oh,
I love you to bits.
Babe, likewise. And it's an absolute pleasure. I've loved it.
And for the support that you're giving Bipolar UK and the Speak Out Like Brenda campaign and getting behind it.
Anytime I'm there with bells on.
Absolutely amazing. And for anybody that's missed it, it will be posted onto Bipolar UK. And any questions that you've got, I know a lot of people, I can't keep up with all the thingies because my head will go funny. But any questions anybody's got, please obviously send them over to Bipolar UK or me, myself and Bipolar Brenda, and they will get picked up. But Cath, honestly, thank you so much for coming on.
I've loved it. Thanks for having me.
I've really enjoyed it.
Me too.
And thank you for everything that you're doing for us to promote the campaign.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Anytime.
And I'll be seeing you next week with flags.
Babes.
We're coming, aren't we, Lulu? We're coming.
I'm so excited.
Tasha's facing a fear. There we go. Right.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.